MS-01 Zaku I. The Zaku I was one of the earliest practical mobile suits developed by the Principality of Zeon before the One-Year War. At a time when mobile suit technology was still new, the Zaku I proved that humanoid combat machines could dominate the battlefield. Although it lacked some of the equipment found on later models, its success laid the foundation for every Zaku that followed and changed the nature of warfare throughout the universal century. MS-05A Zaku I Early Production Type. The Zaku I Early Production Type represents the first mass-produced version of the Zaku I. Built during the early stages of Zeon's military expansion, it served primarily as a testbed for operational deployment. While its capabilities were limited compared to later variants, it provided valuable experience that helped to refine future designs. MS-05B Zaku I. The MS-05B Zaku I is the improved version that became the standard Zaku I model. Reliability and ease of maintenance were major priorities, allowing Zeon forces to field large numbers of these machines. Even after newer Zakus entered service, many units continued operating in support, training, and rearline roles. MS-06A Zaku II Early Production Type. The Zaku II Early Production Type marked a major leap forward in mobile suit development. Engineers introduced stronger performance, improved armor, and better mobility. This machine established the basic appearance that would become synonymous with the Zaku name and remain recognizable throughout the Gundam franchise. MS-06C Zaku II Early Type. The Zaku II Early Type was designed specifically for combat in space before the widespread use of nuclear treaties. The machine could carry weapons that later became restricted after international agreements were established. Although its service life was relatively short, it played an important role during the opening stages of the One-Year War. MS-06F Zaku II. The Zaku II became the most famous and widely produced Zaku ever built. Serving as Zeon's primary frontline mobile suit, it fought in nearly every major battle of the One-Year War. The machine's balance of performance, simplicity, and adaptability allowed it to operate in countless environments. For many viewers, this is the definitive Zaku. MS-06J Zaku II Ground Type. The Zaku II Ground Type was optimized for operations on Earth. Since atmospheric combat placed different demands on mobile suits, unnecessary space equipment was removed and replaced with systems better suited for terrestrial warfare. The result was a durable machine capable of operating across deserts, forests, and urban battlefields. MS-06JC Zaku II Ground Combat Type. The Zaku II Ground Combat Type was developed specifically for frontline Earth operations. Enhanced armor and specialized equipment improved survivability in prolonged engagements. These units often served in some of the harshest combat zones during the war. MS-06K Zaku Cannon. The Zaku Cannon transformed the standard Zaku into a mobile artillery platform. Equipped with a large, shoulder-mounted cannon, it provided long-range fire support for advancing Zeon forces. The design demonstrated how flexible the Zaku platform could be when adapted to different battlefield roles. MS-06S Zaku II Commander Type. The Zaku II Commander Type was reserved for ace pilots and squad leaders. Additional thrusters increased speed and maneuverability, allowing experienced operators to outperform standard units. The most famous example was piloted by Char Aznable, whose red machine earned the nickname the Red Comet. MS-06R1 High Mobility Zaku II. The MS-06R1 High Mobility Zaku II was created for elite pilots who demanded greater performance in space combat. Additional propulsion systems dramatically improved acceleration and maneuverability. These machines often appeared in the hands of Zeon's most skilled aces. MS-06R1A High Mobility Zaku II. The MS-06R1A High Mobility Zaku II refined the earlier R1 design with better reliability and production efficiency. It maintained exceptional mobility while addressing operational concerns identified during combat deployment. The machine became one of Zeon's most respected high-performance units. MS-06R2 High Mobility Zaku II. The MS-06R2 High Mobility Zaku II represented the peak of Zaku space combat performance during the one-year war. Enhanced propulsion and upgraded equipment allowed elite pilots to challenge even advanced Federation mobile suits. Many legendary Zeon aces achieved their greatest victories in this machine. MS-06R3S Zaku II. The MS-06R3S Zaku II was an experimental high-performance variant intended to push the limits of the Zaku design. Engineers used it to test technologies that would later influence more advanced mobile suits. Although produced in very limited numbers, it contributed to future development programs. MS-06D Zaku Desert Type. The Zaku Desert Type was specifically designed for harsh desert environments. Special cooling systems, dust protection, and survival equipment allowed it to function effectively in extreme heat. These adaptations made it a valuable asset during Zeon's campaigns across Earth's deserts. MS-06V Zaku Tank. The Zaku tank combined mobile suit and tank technology into a single machine, often assembled from damaged or outdated components. It served as a practical battlefield solution when resources became scarce. While unconventional in appearance, it remained useful for support and logistics operations. MS-06W Worker Zaku. The Worker Zaku was not built primarily for combat. Instead, it served industrial, construction, and maintenance roles throughout Zeon territory. The machine demonstrates how mobile suit technology expanded beyond military applications and became part of everyday infrastructure. MS-06Z Psycommu System Zaku. The Psycommu System Zaku was an experimental new type-use mobile suit equipped with advanced remote control weapon systems. Developed as a test platform for future technologies, it helped pave the way for later new type machines, such as the Zeong. MS-06E Reconnaissance Zaku. The Reconnaissance Zaku focused on intelligence gathering rather than direct combat. Advanced sensors and surveillance equipment allowed it to observe enemy movements from a distance. Information collected by these units often proved just as valuable as battlefield victories. MS-06M Marine Zaku. The Marine Zaku was designed for underwater operations. Specialized propulsion systems and reinforced construction allowed it to function beneath the ocean surface, where standard Zaku struggled. It reflected Zeon's ongoing effort to adapt the Zaku platform to every conceivable environment. MS-06FZ Zaku II Kai. The MS-06FZ Zaku II Kai was one of the final and most refined one-year war Zaku variants. Featured prominently in Mobile Suit Gundam 0080, War in the Pocket, it incorporated numerous improvements to armor, mobility, and overall performance. Many fans consider it the ultimate evolution of the original Zaku II. AMX-011 Geara Doga. The AMX-011 Geara Doga is not officially a Zaku, but it serves as the spiritual successor to the Zaku line. Introduced in Char's counterattack, it inherited many design philosophies established by earlier Zakus. For Neo-Zeon forces, it filled the same battlefield role once occupied by the legendary green mobile suit. AMX-129 Geara Zulu. The AMX-129 Geara Zulu continued the Zaku legacy into the era of Gundam Unicorn. Its appearance deliberately echoes the classic Zaku silhouette while incorporating modern technology. The machine symbolizes how the image of the Zaku remained deeply connected to Zeon identity across generations. MS-21C Dra-C. The MS-21C Dra-C emerged from Zeon's desperate late war efforts. Built using salvaged Zaku components combined with improvised propulsion systems, it provided a low-cost combat option for remnant forces. Its creation illustrates the resourcefulness of Zeon engineers, even under difficult circumstances. AMX-011 Zaku III. The AMX-011 Zaku III was developed during the first Neo-Zeon War as a modern successor to the original Zaku line. It combined greater firepower, improved armor, and advanced technology while maintaining the spirit of its predecessors. Even decades after the first Zaku entered service, its influence remained visible in every aspect of the design.